name's Jack Hodgins, welcome back to my channel. Now I thought I'd do a quick questions and answers, getting lots and lots of lovely emails from people with their experiences and also talking and asking questions as well, which is great. Sorry about my website, my form page doesn't seem to be getting emails to me. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to actually look at sorting out. But for now, I don't remember to email me on here, and that'll come directly to me by email. And then as soon as the online form sorts it out, I'll give you a shout. I'll take it offline for the moment, so I don't miss you guys' emails anyway. So, but now I'm getting lots of nice emails from people. It's great to hear from you, and I love all the comments and suggestions as well. And I thought I'd do a question and answers because obviously there's quite a lot of questions coming in, and obviously the site and the YouTube channel is getting quite busy now, which is really great. And I thank you for all my new subscribers. Cheers. And I thought I'll do this question and answers with these, so I can get all up into one video basically, because a lot of them are quite long and winded type questions, so probably easier to actually say it on a video for you guys to share. So let's start with the first one. Question and answers about got a new Phantom, want to fly it, and you don't want to wreck the gimbal or the camera that comes attached with it because obviously it's quite expensive. So my suggestion is, it's a common question that's come up as well on the site, so the guy who commented on it recently, you know who you are. So this is my tip to do, is to remove the gimbal off this. Then that way you can fly and practice with it without worrying about breaking the most expensive part on the camera. This is straightforward, very easy to take off. You've got things you've got to consider is on the Phantom, when you get the Phantom, the new Phantom, it's always version 3. So you're going to get there's a couple of things you need to look at. Is you need to remove these plastic little like bolt type things, okay, so there's 2 of those on those, okay. Then you've got to take these little rubber paddings out, okay, and then before the gimbal can come away from the body of the Phantom, is obviously got 1, 2, and you have 3 cables to remove. Okay, just going to get a close-up shot on this so you can actually see what it's doing. It's very simple. I'm not going to take this one off, but it's very simple to do. And I think one of my videos, I'll try and snap it in with this question and answers, which shows you how I did it basically. Or what is, I'll put links at the bottom to show you the links to that video so you can go and have a look. But it is very straightforward and very simple to do. So let me get a close-up shot. What you need to do. Go from there. As you see, Phantom's upside down, so you've got this plastic one. You can take these plastic ones off here quite easily. You have to sort of bend these little plastic lugs back, get it over this bobble shaped, and it comes off. You've got 1 and 2 to remove. Once that's done, all you got to need to do is these little plastic rubbery things here that you got here. They're very easy to remove. All you got to do is pinch them and slowly pull it so it comes out of its socket. You do that for all four around here. Once that's then done, is on the front of the Phantom, you have 3 cables to unplug. Don't know if it's the right view, but you got 1, 2, and 3 to remove. The first 2, you just put them gently down. They slowly come out the slot. So put them very gently. If you've got a pair of tweezers, great way of, or you've got some sort of very small tweezer tool, you can put them out. So pull that one, and the one on the side, which is sort of plugged side angle. This one here. There's a little plastic notch. And not sure if you can actually see it. It's quite difficult to get the camera in here, but just there. You've got this little notch. You need to squeeze that in. As you've got it pinched in, lift up, okay, and then the whole of that gimbal will come away from the Phantom itself. Just remember, there's no screws. This plate here you can keep in. There's no point taking it off. That takes the gimbal away for you. Once the gimbal's taken off the Phantom, so basically that's all what holds it together. Remember that your Phantom app won't attach to this, so you won't be able to use the Phantom app. So it literally will be very much remote control Phantom. So stick with the basics. So remember, look at the cards that comes with your Phantom. It tells you about the light sequences and what they are. So very much easy. Both green and stable, full GPS lock. If they're flashing for any reason, obviously it's an issue, it's not locked on and stuff. And make sure you calibrate it. So calibration is very simple with the remote. So go for the calibration bit first. Wait a minute or so before taking off. Then you know it's all locked in and you're safe to fly without the gimbal on. It's very straightforward. But I'll put the links below to the video that shows you how to remove the gimbal off if you want to see a more in-depth detail. But it's very simple, very easy to move off, and again it's very easy to put back on. You can buy these as extra packs. If you do end up taking it off and end up splitting them, or you end up breaking the plastic bits, you can buy them all separate from eBay. I'll put all these spare part bits you can buy up on my website, so you can always go back to my website to see what they're called and how to order them, because I'll put the various locations of how to purchase all these extra bits for you. It's as simple as that, straightforward. Sounds important. I don't actually look at the music I'm using against obviously when I do like talking and stuff. I don't check the volume levels, hence why the volume sort of goes from like loud to music and then back to my voice quietly. And also it doesn't help is when I'm outside. I have a microphone I use, but obviously it's very difficult because it's a very short cable. So I've actually ordered some wireless mics. These are the wireless mics I've ordered. This allowed me to be in front of the camera as well as a bit distance away, but you should be able to hear my voice very clearly as well, and it also will help with the wind resistance. If I'm outside and it's sort of windy, breezing, you're not going to hear the wind going across the microphone, and that'll be on wireless mics. I'm going to do some interviews with people very soon as well, so it's going to be help to use, and I will always use the wireless mic, so my voice is always nice and clear. And I'll pay a bit more attention in my editing, because editing is very quick at the moment. I take a video, I put it together, add the soundtrack, and publish it straight to YouTube. So I will spend a bit more time on the quality to get all my volume levels correctly. So it sounds good. I mean, at the end of the day, the sound is important for these videos I do. Especially you guys are noticing that. I'll improve on that for you. Okay, so it's all in hand. Got some wireless mics coming, so that's going to hopefully resolve the issues. Okay, on sound. I'm waiting for better weather so that I can show you the controls. I've got a spare controller which has a gimbal, has a GoPro bit attached to the bottom here, so the GoPro can look at the controller, so that when I'm moving these sticks about, you can see what I'm doing. But we're going to go over the controller on here because obviously I fly in Phantom mode, which basically means I always use this top switch, this side here, on the right hand side, the S1 switch. So very much top, all the ones at the top. GPS mode, that turns into middle mode ATT, just very basics, and the other type ones I do is down and back up, which takes out return to home. So when return home kicks in, I drop it down, drop it back up again, and it kicks it out. So that's very much what I use on the Phantom itself. But when you're not in the Phantom mode, which you change under the software settings in this software that comes with obviously downloads, you can turn it into NASA mode, which then activates this button on this side here on the S2 switch, which then sticks it into a different mode. You can do different things and stuff like that. But it's very complex what it does, because it also allows you, I think, to change your return to home points. It records it differently. So I know on the new app you can actually change your return to home feature every so many seconds. So it's up in the air, it's always changing its takeoff position. Or you can actually record at any time as well with the NASA mode button here, and also it acts some other functions, but it's more easy to explain it doing a video. So I can actually show you when you're in the different mode switches here how the Phantom actually acts with it, so you can get a good idea. So we'll do that on when the weather's better. I'll take this out and you'll get a detailed version of that. It's a very common question that comes up about doing it, and I'm just waiting for some good weather, so it's actually on my calendar to do list. Quick question on calibration. How do you calibrate your Phantom? I know obviously switching getting into calibration mode, but do you actually stand there with your Phantom and physically turn it around in your hands like I'm doing right now? Okay. And then obviously that way around as well, full sort of lot. Okay. Because I find that very cock-handed. So what I tend to do is hold it and I actually go around in circles with it. And then I change it to that position. Then I again walk around in circles around it. So in theory, I'm keeping it central in the middle, but as I'm walking around it, it's actually doing that in the same position. So it doesn't. So I'm not actually going like this round with it. It's actually still doing this position, but me actually going around, which I find much more easy to do. How do you do it? Because I've tried the manual way of doing it round, and also done it my normal way round, and I don't find any difference in GPS or extra holds. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever that I can feel. But it's a question that's come up, saying this is the correct way and the best way because you get a good GPS lock. But do you? So tell me, you guys, if you're doing this sort of thing, what you do, what you try, and what is best. Because I don't seem to be any difference that I've known of. When I do it, always come back to me. It always takes off, always returns home. Don't have any issues with flyaways. So, and this is my new Phantom. So I've not had any flyaway with this, or even sort of a small mishap. No, all fine flying so far. Let me know what you think. Another good question that's come up as well is about the video link. Okay, coming from your app to your Phantom, and when you're up and about, have sort of a delay time and stuff. Well, there's one thing: make sure the range extender is in a position like here. It's in that sort of position, because obviously the wireless goes out that way. Making sure your aerial's up. See, some people talk about having the aerial like that because it goes that way out, but I don't think so. I think it's more that way for the aerial. But obviously the range extender, the actual aerial is at the top here, so you'll make sure that's. So don't make it like that, or it's bent right back down that way. Make sure it's always pointing in the direction you're flying. So if you are flying, and it's in front of you, and as you go round in a circle, move your controller with you around in a circle, especially if it's above you, and you're taking a picture of yourself round. Make sure that's always in line of sight of the aircraft. That will help to keep the video from not freezing out on the app as well. Another common issue on the app that I've noticed, there's a setting in the app that tells you what preview would you like to view it on your app phone. Basically, there's two different settings, and I put mine on the highest, so you get the always highest ones, but that takes bandwidth and takes more frames per second to get on here as well, and it can actually cause a delay, even sort of even if it's a line of sight, you still see it's not even very far away, even 100 meters away or so, you can still get like glitches and stuff. So I will try dropping the screen resolution down on the preview on your phone to the next one down, because then that basically doesn't take so much bandwidth, and the latency is not there at all. It's quite quickly. Other common things to do, you can modify these as well, but I mean, to be honest, even just adding a new aerial where you've cut the holes into here, you bring the aerial connections up to this point, and you put these little like tethers. There's different various aerials you can get on there connected to that. That does improve the Wi-Fi signal massively. Just adding the aerial here, it's probably much easier adding here than it actually is modifying the Phantom itself. Because I've seen a lot of how-to guides or how-to videos where people's actually modified this and the Phantom itself. I got massive range from this. I mean, when they've done the controllers, they've done the range extender and the remote itself. This one's pretty easy to do. It's easy to do on here, because if you end up screwing this up, this is not very expensive to replace. And I've got a couple of these, so I might actually look at doing a mod on that to see if it actually does work. But it just shows you how to bring the Wi-Fi to a new aerial here, and that literally doubles its range. So if you are having issues, even if it's flying very close to you on the latency on the video, then you can improve this. Very simple to do, but probably about 10 to 15 quid for the parts, and just a bit of spare time undoing this carefully, making two new holes, putting the right bits in there, and then putting the aerial onto it, and away you go. And that'll just at this level really does increase the range massively, just changing the aerials for it. And I won't do anything to the Phantom, just do this part first and see if that actually improves it. So that's a good sort of trick. So I might look at my spare one and add it in there and do a video as well for you guys. So I might start doing that as a job. I need to start doing little mods like this, try them out basically. I've seen them on YouTube, they look great,
but I'm not really interested in modifying it too far to a point where it can fly like, you know, hundreds of miles out your range, because a lot of these ones, when they do have these mods done on both this and the Phantom, they can fly for absolute miles and miles with them and still be in control, because that's how good these aerial boosters are. I'll send them to a point where they've actually amplified the signal further and going really long distances, but I'm not really interested in doing that. But just for a quick mod, keeping the latency really quick while you're flying line of sight, it'd be good to try out. But that's a tip. All right. Another questions have come up as well is flying two Phantoms together. I know they run on the same frequencies and stuff like that, but obviously they're tied into each other anyway. But there's no interference between the two Phantoms. I found out the hard way. I was up at Windlesham Park and I was flying, and as I'm looking in the air, I see this white spot moving about. I kept looking and looking, but what's that? It was another Phantom. This guy's flying it quite out of range. He was doing sort of waypoint flying, and he flew his next to mine, near me basically, and I had no problems on my video link or control of my Phantom, so they don't actually interfere with each other. They seem to be pretty good. So I don't know if you guys have any issues with that, but obviously I don't seem to have any. I've flown with quite a few different Phantom people, and they've had various aerial boosters on theirs as well, and no issues at all. Quick question, you guys, that's come up. If you've got a Phantom Vision 2 and you've got the GoPro and the Xebius gimbal, and you want a really decent download link, because they don't come with an app you can actually look through on your phone like the Phantom Vision Plus do, you can actually install Lightbridge. You can even install Lightbridge on the Phantom Vision Plus as well. I know Lightbridge is very expensive. It's about £1,000 for Lightbridge, but that's going to give you a really fantastic link. It's more integrated now with the new Vision 2s, where you don't have to do so much modification to it, and it will provide a much stronger and will make this fly kilometers away from you rather than sort of like meters and stuff. And it does massively improve your download link. You get a full HD download link, 720p to your iPad, so you can use your iPad on Lightbridge. It's a bit of an investment, but I mean, if you're not interested in buying the Inspire 1 and you really just love flying your Phantoms, then that might be a nice additional to add to it. But if you want to fly 4K video, and you don't want to sort of spend £1,000 extra on your Phantom, then it's obviously worth upgrading to the Inspire 1, because it's 4K with Lightbridge already built into it. I've seen some great video coming from the Inspire 1, which I'm just waiting for my Inspire 1 so I can really take it for a test drive and show you all the ins and outs and the quality of the video. It looks so good so far. But if you very much like doing project stuff and you enjoy your Phantom, then it might be worth looking at considering buying the Lightbridge, modifying it onto your. They made it very simple to plug in, because you can, at the back of the Phantom, you've got lots of space here. So the Lightbridge receiver or sender could be stuck on the back here. You drop a cable down inside, and it's much plug and play basically. Once it's done, you've got full Lightbridge capabilities on your Phantom, and then obviously you have the receiver down on your remote, and you can actually use an iPad with full HD video. And it uses the Lightbridge actually once because it uses this cable port at the back here on Lightbridge that plugs into Lightbridge, and what that does, it disables this aerial, so it no longer controls it through this aerial, but it sends all the controls up through the cable through Lightbridge straight to the Phantom. So when the Phantom's flying kilometers away, basically you're still in control of it, because you're using Lightbridge not just for video but also for the main controllers as well. But as soon as you plug into Lightbridge, it actually disables this completely, so this doesn't actually send out any frequency at all. It completely uses Lightbridge, which is really good. But it's quite a large investment. You look at about £1,000 for it, and if I had money burning out my ears, I would definitely invest in Lightbridge to try it out on the Phantom. But obviously it's quite a large expense, but obviously I won't be able to do it. But if someone comes up with Lightbridge or wants to give me Lightbridge, and I'll be happy to install it on the Phantom and do a vid for it. But something different to do. Another question that's come up as well is, it's come up for the Phantom where people saying they're getting a jello effect on their video recording. But on theory, in practice, these little rubber here takes the vibration away from the Phantom itself, so you don't get that jello effect from the camera. So if you've got the Phantom Vision 2, which is Zebios gimbal, as long as you've got a decent gimbal, all the gimbals have these little plastic things in between, because they actually stop the vibration from the Phantom and the camera itself. So that shouldn't get any jello effects from your camera with those in place. And then it's obviously then you've got the gimbal motors doing the other bits and pieces. But these mainly is to get rid of the vibrations between the camera and the Phantom itself. And that's basically for any type of quad, basically. If you've got jello effects happening on your quad, the quad I've got, which is like Speed Racer, that should give me jello effect, because the camera's on the front of this, but there's no rubber sort of mounts in there to sort of count against the vibration from this. So I should get some sort of like jello effect happening on the screen on this side here. So you get it from these sort of things. But from Phantoms with a decent gimbal system with these rubber things in between, it should not get the jello effect. Sometimes if you're getting lines in your video, what it also could be is your video settings, because when I fly this up, I'm very much flying with the basic settings that I do on the thing, but I don't play with them. You can actually go into the app and look at the video, what video rate you're rating. Now we're doing it like 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second basically. So you want to try and change some of the settings out to find which is best. When you've got everything on auto, it's going to look at the sun, and when you move away from the sun, it's going to re-change the lighting to re-correct and stuff. And sometimes that can also give you those sort of lines effects in your video. So it might be worth, if it's like a dull day, it's then change the settings to represent a dull day. If it's summertime, leave the settings on summertime, so they're fixed, so they won't change with the details. Mine's on auto, so it will change. And I'll notice I get a lot of the black areas in the video tends to be very much sort of pixelated, or looks very sort of like it's fuzzy, out of focus. And that's because I'm in auto mode, so it's working it out and calculating and changing the settings all the time. So I should start playing with the settings and say, right, because it's a dull day, I'll switch it on a dull day, and take it off the auto bit. So play about those settings, because there is I did find some stuff, and I think it's on my website, which tells you sort of best settings to use. But if it's not on there, I will get it uploaded and try, but I haven't tried playing with them yet. But I know we've got a lot of dull days in the UK at the moment, because obviously you've got all the wet weather. So next time I take it out, I'll change its settings off of auto, and I'll do a video, then I'll put it back onto auto and do the same flight time again, and then we can compare the differences, and then you guys can get to know what type of settings to use. But for the moment, try it and just play it out. Just get the Phantom, put it up in there, record at 60 frames per second, because obviously if you're spinning the Phantom around really quickly, it'll pick that up, it won't be so blurry and stuff. Now if it is a dull day, cloudy, try changing the settings off the manual, put it onto manual mode, off the autos mode, and play about with the various, there's lots of various features in there, absolute loads, so just play around and play with you can play with the iOS as well, you know, but do check out the iOS on that. It's very much like camera, so look at the iOS settings to find out what's recommended iOS speed to put it at for sort of low dark lighting stuff, then what's best used, bright lights and stuff. Then you should be able to find the balance between what's good to use and what's not good to use. But if you guys do get a chance to do that, fill me in, comment below, let me know what your settings you use as well, and we'll get them up and share them out for other people to learn from and try out as well. Hi, I hope this has all helped you. Please keep commenting, please send your emails in. I'll put my email address here. I'll disable the form, because obviously the form's not working on my site. I don't know what it is, but when I get spare time, I'll get that fixed anyway. So just send us an email, much more easier. If I get lots of emails in a week, then I'll probably do an update. But if you guys email and it's sort of one here, one there, then I'll reply to you directly straight away. But if it's a common type question that could be used and shared with other people with the same sort of issues, then I'll do a video on it as well, and we'll get that out. So I will respond with you and say, look, I'm going to put this on a video. It'll be up in a few days. Then you can know where to look and stuff. Remember, keep checking my website out, website details below here, because everything I do on now, try now get it push through my Facebook, my Twitter, and also on my website as well, so it's there forever for you guys to look at. I'm going to do some more stuff with the Phantom, flying with the Phantom, some how-tos, do some like the basic of flying to advanced flying and stuff, so it gets you lots more confident in what you're doing. And I'm going to cover some more stuff on the quadcopter, the quad drone, or the storm racing drone basically. And I've got the Inspire one coming very soon as well, so we can do lots of bits and pieces on that too as well. And there's various groups coming up on quite good for FAQs and stuff, so I'll put all on my website for you guys to have a look at. Remember, everything I do on this channel, everything I do on the videos, keep checking my website out, keep looking back, because I'm going to put everything up on there. It's going to be a massive archive for everything to do with Phantom, quads, you name it. I'm going to start getting the sections all set out correctly, so it's easy for you guys to find stuff as well. Especially like all the new Phantom accessories coming out and Spy 1 accessories and so forth. We'll get them all listed up on the website, and they'll always be there forever. I'm going to provide like multiple links on each of the stuff I do reviews for, so you know where to buy. If it's a particular product only done by one company, there'll be one little button to push that'll take you straight to their website where you can purchase or have more details on. Because I'll do very much a sort of a slimmed down sort of review on it, you know, my sort of thoughts and what it's all about and stuff. Then you can go off to the site, get all the technical details from there with the latest pricing. If this the products on multiple sites, I will then put multiple buttons at the bottom there to various sites, give you rough pricing, so you know which is the cheapest to go for and which has got the best deals going. So and that'll hopefully help you guys. So until next time, don't remember there's the drone show in UK, very first one, coming up in December, 5th December I think it's on. I'll get a web page up on my website with all the details and contact details, how to book your tickets and stuff. It's going to be the biggest one. It's in Burnham NEC, which is the National Exposition Centre, which is one of our biggest one in the UK. So it's going to be a big drone show, and as far as I'm aware, it's the very first one ever in the UK. So it's going to be good. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be doing lots of interviews with people. There's lots of different brands, companies, drone companies going to be there. So I'm going to get my hands on them. I'm going to speak to them, chat to them, all the latest stuff, and bring that to you on here. So if you're not able to get down there, then you'll be able to watch it on my channel basically. So I hope this all helped you. If you like it, please comment. Remember guys, I know there's a lot of people out there viewing my site, but you're not all subscribers yet. So please subscribe, because I'm going to start announcing some competitions as of this week. So stay tuned and catch up with you then. Cheers. And remember guys, safe flying, and speak to you soon. Bye.
Hi, my name's Jay. My dad runs a Phantom channel. If you think that my dad should buy me a Phantom, like the video, maybe he'll just buy me one.